Hello, my name is Ronnie Washington, and I'm an outreach specialist with the Texas Workforce Commission. Today, we're going to be discussing financial aid and how to use it effectively to help you achieve your education, training, and career goals. First, we'll talk a little about how to plan with financial aid in mind. Then we'll break down exactly what financial aid is and how to access it using the FAFSA. We'll also discuss college costs, student loans, and scholarships. Then we'll end with some best practices and success tips. It's important to talk about planning because your financial aid plan heavily depends on what type of degree, education, or training you want and how you plan to get it. For example, look at this list of options on this slide. All of these are different ways to obtain education or training after high school. Some of these options are very inexpensive, while others are a little more costly. You get to decide the path that you want to take. When you're in the planning process, always keep the price tag in mind when selecting your path. The type of program or institutions, as well as the type of certificate or degree you choose, will greatly impact your financial need. It's important to do research on your desired career or industry to determine what type of education or training is required to get into that field. With that information, you can plan more intentionally. I want to take a few minutes to highlight a few of the options from this list because some of them aren't talked about as often. The unique thing about these types of programs is that they cost you little to nothing at all, but they can help you obtain a significant amount of post-secondary education and training. Many of them will even allow you to complete a certificate or degree completely. Dual credit programs allow high school students to simultaneously earn high school credit and credit towards a college degree or technical certificates. Early college high school programs are like dual credit programs, except you're able to earn more college credits and even graduate high school with a diploma and an associate degree at the same time. The GI Bill provides education benefits for service members who served on active duty for 90 days or more. Apprenticeship programs allow individuals to learn a trade or profession with on-the-job training and may be accompanied by some classroom work and reading. It's possible to earn college credits, certificates, and degrees with some apprenticeship programs. In a tuition assistance program, an employer pays all or part of an employee's cost to attend college or university classes. Many employers offer tuition assistance to help develop and retain their workforce. Be sure to learn more about these options and consider them during your planning process. We have amazing tools to help you with the planning process. One of these tools is TexasCareerCheck.com. On this site, you can research different careers and their education requirements, programs of study, as well as schools and their associated costs. Here's an example of the type of information you can get on TexasCareerCheck.com. You can even narrow down information to your specific area or region. This is a list of the top 10 occupations with the highest projected number of jobs added due to growth through 2026 for the state of Texas. When you're doing research on your desired career and education path, be sure to identify the education level needed. JobsYall.com is another resource available to help you research career opportunities. This site features occupations and industries in Texas which are growing the fastest. JobsYall.com highlights the following fast-growing industries in the state of Texas. Notice that the education level for these industries range from industry certifications to doctoral degrees. Depending on what specific position you want within your industry, you may only need a lower-level certificate or degree. Knowing this information can save you a lot of money and time. Also, you may want to use a strategy such as using a certification to get an entry-level position in your industry and then continue working on a higher-level degree using the company's tuition assistance program. Strategies like these are an effective way to obtain education and training while saving you the most amount of money. Once you have an idea of what path you're going to take to acquire your education or training, then it's time to figure out how you're going to pay for it. That's where financial aid comes in. So, what is financial aid? Financial aid is any form of funding that helps pay for college. This can include grants, scholarship, loans, and work-study programs. Interesting fact, the federal government provides more than $120 billion in financial aid every school year. Now, let's take a closer look at the four main types of financial aid, which are grants, scholarships, work-study, and student loans. Grants are a form of financial aid that doesn't have to be repaid. A variety of federal and state grants are available, the most popular being the Pell Grant. Scholarships are monetary rewards, usually provided by a corporation or nonprofit organization to help students pay for college or career school. Scholarship money doesn't have to be repaid. The Federal Work-Study Program allows students to earn money to pay for school by working part-time on campus. Student loans are money that you borrow to pay for school. The loan plus the interest that it accrues must be paid back. To gain access to most financial aid, you will have to complete the Federal Application for Student Aid, also known as the FAFSA. In the state of Texas, it is now a requirement for students to complete the FAFSA to graduate high school. The FAFSA is important because it determines your financial aid eligibility. In other words, it will come up with an estimate of how much aid you will need to pay for your college or career school. To complete the FAFSA, simply visit studentaid.gov. It's not difficult to complete at all, and it takes less than 30 minutes, and you can even use a data retrieval tool to automatically add some of the financial information that you'll need to provide. Every college or career school has a cost of attendance. This number is the average cost to attend a particular college or university for one academic year. Cost of attendance includes tuition and fees, books and supplies, room and board, transportation, and personal expenses. Schools are required to provide detailed cost of attendance information on their website. Be sure to use this information when planning and comparing schools. Once you complete the FAFSA, you will receive an EFC score. The EFC score is a number that helps schools determine how much money you and your family can contribute to cover college expenses. A school's cost of attendance minus your expected family contribution equals your financial need. Your financial need determines how much and what type of financial aid is offered to you. Student loans can be useful for those that need it, but the last thing you want to do is accumulate a lot of debt that could have been avoided. It's important to understand the different types of loans that might be offered to you. The two main types of loans are subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Subsidized loans do not accrue interest while you're attending school, at least part-time. This is important because it means that your overall loan balance won't increase while you're in school due to interest being added on. Unsubsidized loans are the opposite. They continue to accrue interest from the time the loan is dispersed. This means your overall loan balance will continue to increase, and those increases will also begin accruing interest, even while you're still a student working on your degree, certificate, or training. When you receive your financial aid offer, you have a choice of what aid you want to accept or reject. So if you don't need all of the loans offered to you, you can choose to reject the unsubsidized student loans and only accept the subsidized student loans. If you can afford to do this, it could save you a significant amount of money in the long run. Parent Plus loans are federal loans that parents or guardians can use to help pay for their students' college expenses. And finally, private loans are personal loans from a bank or a financial institution. Generally, Parent Plus loans and private loans should be avoided if possible, but they are there if you need them. Next, let's talk about scholarships. Scholarships can be a lucrative piece to your overall financial aid plan. And remember, this is money that does not have to be repaid. One of the best places to find potential scholarships is on the financial aid section of the college or university's website. Your high school counselors are also good resources for finding scholarships. Here is a list of other places you can find them as well. Be sure to search in as many places as possible and try to apply for at least 15 to 25 scholarships every single year. Here are 5 things you can do to increase your chances of winning more scholarship money year after year. First, be diligent with creating and maintaining your list of scholarships. Many scholarships are offered every single year. So if you don't win some the first time around, make sure you apply to them again the next year and the year after that. Continue working on your relationships and building your network with professors, college personnel, community organizations, etc. These connections can expose you to scholarship opportunities that you may not have been aware of. You can also ask key people to write recommendation letters on your behalf to include with your scholarship application submission. Continue to gain valuable leadership and community service experience. These types of activities will help you stand out from the crowd with scholarship committees who are reviewing and selecting candidates. Another important thing you can do is continue building your grade point average. The higher your GPA, the more your chances of winning scholarships increase. The last thing is your scholarship essay, which is often required to be submitted along with scholarship applications. Make sure your essay is specific to the scholarship that you're applying for, and that you're always improving the quality of your essay every year. Finally, I want to leave you with a few financial aid success tips. The main takeaways here are always start the process early if you can, and never miss any deadlines. The new FAFSA application opens every year on October 1st. Frequently communicate with financial aid staff members at the schools that you may be attending. That's all I have for you at this time. I hope the information was helpful. Please visit texascareercheck.com for more career and education resources. Also, feel free to email us with any questions you may have. Thank you and have a great day.